Well, I don't know. There it is. Hi everybody. My name is Audra and I'm doing a July Club Couture project. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sitting here melting because it's hot. And I just thought I'd share it with you all. I've been having lots of fun with it, as you can see. It's kind of stained up. And I've made, I don't know if you can see it, this little thing right here, this little door tag right here. And I made this little shirt for my mommy. And now I thought I'd make a little cutting board tonight. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead at this point and lower the camera down to the table so you can see what I've got going on. And I'll go ahead and get started. All right, here we go. Now if you get busy, close your eyes and I'll let you know when we're there. Slowly. And wait for the computer to catch up to me so I can see if we're angled at a good spot. Looks like we are. So I'll move this out of the way. So this is basically a cutting board that I found, I believe, at a thrift store that I love to go to here in town. And it's been sitting in my stash for quite a while. And I decided that this would be perfect for that. And I'm going to use this transfer, but I'm not going to lay it on the board like you see it here. It's going to be laid out just a little bit differently. I will be using this tag, and I will be using this ribbon here to embellish with it a little bit. And I will be using pesto, black, and candy apple reds. Candy apple red, only one candy apple red, not two. So the first thing I'll need to do is go ahead and wax the surface. I think I want to use this side. This is a slightly used cutting board, but there's like such minimal damage, you know, minimal. There's a little bit of scratches here and there. I don't think they'll show up, especially since I'm waxing. So let's get going here. So I'm using our Club Couture wax. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the surface in order to protect the transfer, because this is wood. It's a fibrous material. Plus, my experience has been waxing surfaces like this gives me a cleaner, sharper image with my design. So, and since I'm waxing part of it, I'm just going to wax the whole thing. That way it all looks the same. A little bit more. Okay. And also, I'm going to go ahead and wax this, since this is not a chalk couture surface either. I found this in a pack of 12 at my favorite hobby store. One of my favorite hobby stores. I wasn't hanging out with Michael, but I went to my other hobby store. All right, so that's ready too. All right. So now, I don't have to write on it, of course, because it's already been used a couple times, and it is a little stained, but that's okay. It still works. And what I'm going to do is, well, I do need to fuzz it first. I'm going to fuzz it a little bit. It probably doesn't need a whole lot because I've been using it. So I'm just going to do a little bit though, just to be on the safe side. Yes, it's very ready. So now what I want to do is I want to take this cluster of cherries and put them down here. Probably like that. I also want to take this one cherry, and that's going to go on the tag. like so. So the tag will sit like this, so it'll go, oh, like so. So, but first, I'm going to go ahead and put these cherries on here and then dry them real quick, like with the blow dryer. I haven't been able to get one of our heat thingies yet. Before I do that, I'm going to make sure there's going to be enough room. 4 inches. Plenty of room. Good. Okay. So, I'm just checking to make sure there are no air bubbles in the screened areas, and I see it moving around a little bit here, so I'm just going to pay special attention to that area. And I plan to do the leaves in pastel and the cherries and the stems. I like to do the stems in red because that's what I remember their colors to be when I'm doing them. Sorry, I keep getting messages. And I don't want them to block my view when I'm trying to see people's comments. Now, 2 of my colors that I'm using are still the old formula because I don't want to just get rid of them. I don't want to toss them. I want to use them first before I start going into the new ones. But this is not. This is the Creamy Dreamy formula. And then this is the old pesto, and this is the old black. And I sprayed a little distilled water in them. This is almost gone. I'm getting excited. Because once this is gone, I can break into the Creamy Dreamy. This one, with the fall season coming out, I should be getting ready to use this quite a bit. So that should go soon too. Can you believe it? Fall season's already coming up. I can't believe it. But I'm excited, especially for cooler weather. Because every time I come in here to do my lives, I shut the door and turn off the air conditioner that I run in here, and it gets hot. It gets very, very hot. I'm sure this is fine. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Tell them. It kind of reminds me of what my perms used to smell like. Okay. So I want to go ahead and apply. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the candy apple red and just smear it on here. I better put my glasses on because I want to get a little bit of a tight area right there. So my first project I did on the door tag, it is not the chalk couture tag. I didn't have one handy. And so what I did was I took a Dollar Tree tag and covered the front of it with craft paper and then painted the back of it. And then chalked on it. And I like how it turned out. I think it's just as cute as the one in the video, quite frankly. All right. All right. I got a hair. Probably mine. So now I'm just going to scrape off all the excess. Okay, so let's pull this up. Oh, look at that. I decided not to paint this, mostly because of the scratches. I didn't want them to show up, but also because I like the natural color. I love how those look on there. All right, so I'm going to set this down on here on my transfer backing, and I'm going to take the blow dryer to it, and it's going to get loud, so you might want to turn your volume down for just a second. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking I want to fill in some spots, like right here. Somehow I totally missed this area right here where it's actually connected to the stem of the cherry. So I'm just adding a little bit to join them because I prefer it that way. There. So that's fixed. I'm going to dry it for just a second. All right, now, the fun part. Let me make sure I dried that enough. Now what I want to do, I don't want to mess up my design here. So I'm going to do, the first thing I'll do is the Make It Sweet. I think either that or I'm able to do it all at once. We'll see. Let's see how it comes out when I put it on here. So I'm going to put, before I cover that, I'll put the S right about there. I'm going down as low as I can so I have room for the tag. All right, so there we go. Now the M runs up on there a little bit, so I'm going to take care of that in just a minute. First, I'm going to do the Make It Sweet. It's as far down as I can get it, and it's not really straight. I think I just put chalk paste all over my arm. All right, now it's straight. All the way down and straight. Now this is all the way to the end, so maybe I want to move this over a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Because if I move it, over, I can do this in one sweep. So I'm going to do Make It Sweet right here, and then I'm going to do Life is a Bowl of Cherries a little further over. So I'm just making sure. I'm not even going to put this down. I'm going to hold on to it. And then here we go. I'm opting to leave out the little squirts. Or should I? Yeah, I'll leave them out this time. I've used them the last 2 times. So pull this off. So there we have that. Set this on the backing again. And I definitely want to dab a little bit right there. Dab a little bit right here and right here. And then, for some reason, I didn't get my eye all the way. But that's okay, because I can just dab a little bit on there. There we go. Okay. And then I got a little bit right there that I don't want right there, so I will wash it off. That must have been where the little squirt started and I got some in there. Okay, let's dry this. About to get loud if you want to turn down your volume. Okay, that's dry. So this is what we have so far. Make it sweet with a little cluster of cherries at the bottom. And now I'm going to use this as a guide to keep myself off of there. Set that like that. Okay. And now I'm going to place this right about, well actually, you know what? I may not use that. I think I can get away with not using it. So the C is right there. I want to make sure I've got it straight. Put the C. I had it right there. Let's see if I want it. Okay. Let's see. That's about 1.25 inches. That's 1 inch. Okay, that's centered. So, make sure there's no air bubbles. And do the cherries. Whoops, I went too far. I'll have to wash that off. I forgot to be careful of the little squirts. There we go. I just heard a little crackle. I'm hoping I didn't mess it up too much with the air bubbles. We'll find out. The nice thing about this is I've waxed it, so I should be able to just wash it off if I need to. Okay. There we go. Okay. I've been lifting it already. I didn't even realize it. Scraping off the excess. Hi, Angela. So good to see you. How are you? I'm over here trying not to melt. Okay, let's see how we did. Oh yeah. I'm loving it so far. Okay, now I'm going to dry it to this really quick, so it's about to get loud for just a second. Oh, a little bit of a smudge. Hi, Denise. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I could. You're right. Just painted a color. Although this was my preference. I do have a little spot right there that I kind of want to wash off. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave it. I think it gives the sea a little character. I'm going to leave it. All right, now let's set that aside. I've already waxed this, and this is going to sit right about here like this. So now I want to take the cherry that's on the bottom. Thank you, Angela. And put that on here. There we go. Let's see. This time I'm going to get all of this down. I need to set this flat. It's not sitting flat, but that's okay. It will still work. Okay. And then we do the cherries. I'm going to take off the excess here. Since I'm using the old formula, I leave it on until I'm done. All right, let's pull this off. Look at that. Okay. Now, I'm going to dry this really quick. And again, I'm going to be picky. I really do want the leaves to be stuck to the cherry stem. And I missed getting that close again. So I'm just dabbing it on a little bit. There we go. All fixed. You're not the only one, Angela. I've done that too. I've done lots of stuff. All right. So now I have this little ribbon. Let me close up my chalk paste because it is very hot in here and I don't want it to get dry before it's time. So let's see. I was playing with this earlier to see how I wanted to do this. And this is what I want to do. I'm going to put this here. a little bit because I want the life to show. Thank you. I can't claim the this idea. I've seen other people doing this. So I decided I had to do it too because it was so adorable. I want it to sit right about there, so I'm going to glue it down once I'm done. And then I cut these little pieces right here. Oh, I almost forgot. This has to go under here. So I'm putting it under the top, under the gingham or plaid, buffalo plaid or gingham, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just kind of doing a quick little version of a little bitty messy bow. And I have these little ribbons in my room. And I love lace. I like to put lace on things. I need a third hand right now. Does anybody want to reach over here and... Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to share ideas. Okay. And I trim these down. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail these, even though the other ones aren't. And then take a little glob of blue to hold that right there. And there it is. All done. This is my Sweetest Cherries decorative cutting board. Yeah, that third hand would come in handy so many times. Thank you for the hearts. That's so sweet. So that's it for tonight. I appreciate you joining me. And I'll see you all tomorrow, I'm sure, for the next live. All right. Good night.